That's right, I'm finally talking about one of my brawler concepts. In this case, Reed. Before I start, I just want to say I'm not responsible if this concept is broken. I am good at suggesting ideas, not really good at balancing them. So please in the comments suggest a few nerfs and buffs you think Reed should have. So, Reed is a support mythic brawler, and he is the radio announcer for the Star Park radio tower. He's described as a sheltered and innocent and naive, isolated guy, as he spends most of his time in the old radio tower keeping it tidy and clean, but he loves to make new friends and keep them safe. For his stats, he has at max level 6400 HP, he has a max range of 8 tiles and a width of 1.5 tiles, he has a fast movement speed, which means he has a 770 movement speed. His projectile speed is of 5000. His reload is of 1 second, 0.4. His supercharge rate is 12.5%, and to get a hypercharge you need exactly 2 supers and a half. Lastly, he only has 1 ammo bar, and you will see why later. His main attack is the keychain he carries in his pocket. This keychain is used as a whip in this case, which means he can pierce any enemy in his range. Now, he has an unload delay, which means he takes 0.3 seconds before he actually uses his attack. Now, the damage actually works a lot different than a logical whip would work, as the closer you are to Reed, the more damage you receive. And that's not exactly how a whip works, but we are talking about Reed. He's a bit different. So, in the 0 to 3 range, Reed deals a total of 1990 damage. In the range of 3 to 6 tiles, it's 1560 damage, and in the range of 6 to 8 tiles, it's 1130 damage. Now, this is why Reed only has 1 ammo bar and why he's probably broken. His passive ability, which basically, if Reed hits a friendly brawler with his main attack, he will be able to pull them in and then throw them away. Which means basically he can pull a friendly brawler which is at the max range of 8 tiles and then throw them away for 8 tiles. This is why I say he might be broken. It's basically like a gene pool, but for teammates. Now, there's a lot of potential usages for this super. For example, you can use it to save gem carriers or high bounty brawlers, or as well throw high burst damage brawlers into the enemy's faces. Now, here's an example of how you can use this passive ability. Let's hypothetically say that the bell on your team has 5 stars in bounty. Suddenly, an Edgar player jumps on the bell. You use your passive ability to pull the bell in and then throw her away to safety. Now, this is all hypothetical and won't probably happen in a real game, but it's just a way to explain. And remember, you can throw a Chester into the enemy's face as well. Now, the super, I actually nerfed it a bit ever since I posted it in Reddit, and I still think it might be a bit too strong. So it's a turret kind of like a 8-bit turret, but instead of adding extra damage, it adds 10% more range. So in this case, for example, a Piper will get an additional tile from Reed's turret. Now this turret will only have 4100 health, but we'll have a range of a 5 to 5 radius. Now for the gadgets. The first gadget is called Soundproof. Upon activation, Reed will knock back every 1.25 seconds for a duration of 5 seconds, but the knockback will be weaker than, for example, M's, Jeans, or Barry's. It will only affect 1 tile, which means it might help push an assassin away for a bit, but the assassin can easily get back at you. The second gadget is potentially the superior one, Friendship Link. This allows Reed's next attack to hook him into a friendly brawler. If a friendly brawler uses a dash, let's say for example Chuck uses his dash and goes from post to post, Reed, in the duration of 3 seconds after hooking into said brawler, will follow, for example, the Chuck from post to post to post. Now, the star powers are once again another aspect that might be broken, so in the comments tell me if you would change anything about them. The first star power is communicated support. This star power allows, after pulling a friendly brawler, they are healed by 1000 health, which means after every pull they are healed. And then we have the hypothetical, funner star power, but in my opinion, the more niche and weaker one of the two, pull and throw. Every 15 seconds, Reed is now able to pull and throw an enemy. If the enemy hits a wall or another brawler, they both receive 2000 damage, which means, let's for example say, Reed grabs an enemy brawler and throws him against another one, both will receive 2000 damage. But why I think this star power won't be as good as the other one is that it's very niche, and I think the other one is the safer choice. Next up, we have the hypercharge, frequency alpha. Now this might be a more boring hypercharge, but basically it will work similarly to Jesse's hypercharge, where the turret will remain until it's destroyed or replaced, but now Reed's hypercharge will have 2 additional buffs, in this case to the projectile speed, which is now increased by 15%, and the reload speed is decreased by 15% as well. Lastly, we have 2 skins for Reed. Pastel Reed, which is the typical 29 gem recolor skin. In my opinion, it looks worse than the base design, but you'll be the judge of that. And lastly, we have a 79 gem skin, therefore a super rare skin called Shipwreck Reed. Basically, his keychain now becomes an anchor, and his super, instead of being a radio tower, it's just a lighthouse. Lastly, I will give you the Reed voice lines.
We're on air. They say read the room. Why is my name involved? Yay, new friends. Radio waves make me brave. I'm ready for this. My apologies, I should leave the jokes to Ace. Transmitting in 1, 2, 3. Reed is my name. Ace told me to say a random claim. Hopefully, I won't be much of a weak link. They call me innocent. Innocent of what? I hope I don't leave a bad impression. I'm gonna broadcast this small victory. Oh, I'm in the lead? This is truly joyous. I'm normally the commentator, not the victory initiator. I don't know what to do. Turning it to frequency gamma. Transmitting positive energy. Sweet as cinnamon and on a roll. Wait, what do you mean that was a pun? You call me a softie, but right now I'm a toughie. Sweet little bumblebee. Was I too rough? I'm sorry. I feel like I should do an apology. I'm making people sad by winning. Friends, don't do that. What did I do to deserve this? You're banned from the radio tower. I'm gonna cower back to the radio tower. You have too much power. That was a bad delivery. You're transmitting hate. I'm severely confused. I'm sorry I made you upset. Please don't. Dear listeners, any advice on how to fight back? I'm feeling severely regretful right now. Am I doing this right? I have a key to your chain. I'm sorry, that joke probably killed out. That was purely accidental. I'm sorry. I'm really triple really sorry. You left me no choice. Dear listeners, I'm not sure if I should include this in my broadcast. Broadcast, podcast, I cast a guess that you're a outcast. Mic down. Video killed the radio star. Connection terminated. Signal lost. The transmission was cut. Radio tower got shut down in this very hour. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna roll into a ball and die. Athena was severed. Full around with disappointing prizes. I feel like I disappointed my friends. We will be back after a commercial break. I'm Reed, oh no, oh goodbye. I'm currently dead, oh no, oh goodbye. Tune it up. It's podcast time. Listen to my broadcast. Time to commentate. Sending those melody-filled radio waves. Radio is active. Radio core. Gonna increase the range of my transmission. Collaborate, commentate, and communicate. This is for my friends.